Hello everyone, this is Mr. again, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to create a 3D printed home. A solid model of the home is going to be much smaller than the actual home, and nowadays it's very popular around the world. I am hearing and reading the news coming from the Germany, from the Florida, south of the United States, number of the places that the 3D printed homes are becoming very popular. And they're using actually gigantic size of 3D printers. And I just decided to demonstrate how we can do this here using smaller size 3D printers. So the 3D printer model, printed home model is going to be 1 inch is representing 10 feet. So in the 10 feet, 12 times 10, 1 inches, so 120 inches is represented by 1 inch on the model. So it's 1 over 120 scale. If you want to know the scale, it's 1 over 120, or 1 inch is equal to 120 inches. So small scale 3D printed home, so we're not going to go into the details. We're going to do some of the principles, and we're going to be using Inventor to do this. So here is Inventor, and please reach to the Windows Virtual Desktop or Inventor on your laptop. And you need to select, in the Inventor, you always select a plane first. So you select the plane on the browser on the left, go to the origin. Next to the origin, there's a plus button. Click on the plus button, please, and select the XY plane. And that way, when you select the XY plane, create sketch icon supposed to be in front of you. And somehow it did not work right now. Okay, now we can continue. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't work in the first try. Just do it a few times, or if the teacher is around, you can raise your hand, call. So when you click on the XY plane under the origin, okay, you're supposed to have an icon showing in the middle of your screen, drawing screen. An icon is for create sketch. So when you click on the create sketch icon, and your sketch is created in front of you with the crossing hairlines. Crossing hairlines indicate the 0.0 reference point, starting point, and that's particularly selected, okay, for the starting point, as a starting point of drawing. And move your cursor over the line command on the top left, and there are multiple lines. Just when you go to the down arrow, you can see the lines applying equation curve and so on and so forth. You select the line command, all right, move your cursor to the point 0, 0 point. When you're exactly on the point, it gets green. That's indication you can click on it with the left mouse button, and you can drag to the left as you draw. And dragging process requires you to press the thumb wheel and then move to the left, right, up and down, and that indicates actually that it's more convenient for you to do this way. So basically, the length of the line, try to stay as horizontal, as level as possible with your line, and then look at the dimension highlighted. It shows 9 inches. The width of the house is going to be gable house, and this is going to be gable end. You're designing the gable end of the house. Is going to be 30 feet in actual world. In our scale, it's going to be only 3 inches. 10 feet is equal to 3 inch, 1 inch, and 30 feet is equal to 3 inches. So what I'm going to do, because it's the length of the line is highlighted, I will type 3, enter. Okay. And I'm going to drag it a little bit more in the middle, and then zoom in, so that I can see what I'm doing. Now I'm trying to draw a vertical line, so I'm going to maintain the verticalness of the line, and length of the line is again showing up. The 2-floor house is going to be 20 feet high approximately. So I'm going to enter 2 inches, or 2.1 inches is better, because I need one more 12 more inches from the ground up, okay, for the starting point level of that. So I'm going to type 2.1, okay, enter. So far so good, and hit escape key, and then line comment again, go to the starting point 0, 0, start another line, and that second line, vertical line, is also going to be 2.1, enter. Now the next line is going to be the ridge line of the roof. Ridge line is supposed to be at the perfectly center. Computer knows where the center of the line is at the bottom. The first line has a center. You can see, move your cursor over, you can see with the green mark on it. So if you go carefully and follow that, if you move your cursor above the green mark, you'll see a dotted line. Dotted line is a footprint that computer is following up together with you, tracing footprint for you just to maintain your end of the line with the center point. Okay. Roof angle is important, but usually roof angles are somewhere around 30 degrees to 45 degrees, and 45 degrees are considered actually too steep, and 30 degrees is like is 120, 121. So that's about right. So I'm going to click around 120 degree and move my cursor to the end of the other line. Okay, and click on the right. And I think we are done. This is the gable end of the building. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. All right, and height is correct, the width is correct, and we are now going to extrude this after finishing the sketch. Okay, so I'm going to hit the escape key because I don't need the line command. Computer stays in the line command once it's selected. So I'm going to change the angle a little bit and finish the sketch. Okay, and I'm going to click on the angle. Okay, and escape. And now I'm going to go to the extrude. I want this house to be 45 feet or 4.5 inches. Okay, and I want this extrusion in 2 ways extrusion. I want so I'm selecting 2-way extrusion. Okay, and instead of 1 inch default value, I'm typing 4.5. Okay, inches. Okay, and I think the extrusion is correctly done. I'm looking at the image. The image looks good. Okay, numbers are correct, and I'm going to OK this. So what do you do as soon as you extrude something? You save it, right? Yeah. So this is a 3D printed homes project. So please go to save it now, and I'm going to do the same. How do you save something? Go to File, Save As, okay? And I have, you are in also Google account, Google Drive. There are a few places that you could save this. One of them is your desktop, obviously. This is where you can go. Another place could be your flash drive. I'm creating a new folder, and it's going to go 3D printed homes. enter, and then double click inside 3D printed homes. Okay. Okay. So far so good. And one of the things you like to do, okay, you wanna add dormers in the front. If it's a single family home, that would be very nice to have a dormer, okay? And here it is what I'm going to do now. And I'm going to select the front surface, okay, the front plane, and then from the appearing icons, I'm going to select the create sketch, okay? So what's the dormer? Dormer is an extension of the building, okay, that reaches to the second floor, top floor, and gives you an extra space, extra good look to the building. You can stick it out, project it out of the building to gain some extra couple of feet in the front and in the back if you like, or you can set it back, okay? And also it adds to the curb appeal. Curb appeal is very important, again, part of the design. I'm going to select, because I'm sketch line command, okay? And I'm going to go to the 0,0 lower left-hand corner. And this, because it's 45 feet long building, and I'm planning to have 3 dormers, and the first dormer is going to be 1.5, okay, or 15 feet, 1.5 inch. So I'm typing 1.5, enter. Okay, I'm going to move my cursor all the way up vertically, as much as vertical as possible, and when I reach to the top line, click, okay, and enter key to end the line command. I go to line again, and I select the same point, starting point 0,0 up, all the way to the top of the corner, okay? And this time dormer is going to be about the same angle, approximately 30 inches, but it has to line up perfectly. It has to line up perfectly with the middle of the first line I just created, okay? So that's critical to have. Click, when you see the line, ghost line, there are ghost lines, okay, that indicate the middle of the first line, enter. So now we have the dormer, one dormer created, okay? The next 2 dormers are going to be exactly the same, okay? So before I finish the sketch, I'm going to copy this, hit escape key because I'm in the line command, that escape. And then I'm going to select the dormer by dragging I'm going to move my cursor a little above the dormer outside the building. And I'm going to drag my cursor to select the dormer lines. Click. Now I'm going to select the copy command to make 2 copies. Selection is done perfectly, but a base point has to be selected. So move your cursor in the dialog box and select the selection icon. Click on it, and then select the base point, top left corner, dormer, move your cursor, okay, top right corner, move your cursor, top right corner, and hit escape. So 3 copies are made. This dormer, okay, 2 of these dormer, one in the left side, one on the right side, is going to be extruded backwards for 30 feet. However, the one in the middle, I want this to be extruded in 2 directions, forward and back, okay? So how are we going to do this? The front dormer is going to be special dormer, so it's important to have that. And I'm done with this. So I'm going to go to the finish the sketch, click on it, okay? And now I'm going to save it. Automatically, it saves where it is supposed to be saved first, okay, originally. And 30 feet, okay, we're going to use the 30 feet extrusion. So we're going to use the extrude command, okay? And reverse extrusion, instead of 1 inch, it's going to be 3. Okay, I'm selecting the first dormer, click. Okay, I'm selecting the last dormer, to go back. And how about the middle dormer? That also needs to be done. But I'm going to have to do this, okay, twice. One reverse direction and one forward direction. Okay. So I'm going to select also that in the front, okay. And one thing I can do, I can add. There's the add button on the lower right-hand corner, an additional extrusion. So I click on that. Okay. Additional extrusion is going to be in one direction, and I'm going to go with the 0.3, perhaps. Okay. So, and select the front one forwards. Okay. And then, okay. Oops. It didn't come out the way I expected. So we're going to have to do this one more time. Okay. Again, extrusion. All right. And select the front dormer this time forward, which is good. Okay, this is the way it's supposed to be. And add a new extrusion. We're going to, this time we're going to go with 3, okay, and select the reverse extrusion. Back, back, back. And now all done, the way I expected. It looks good and okay. So now we have 3 dormers, okay? And I'm going to select the save command again one more time, okay? And this is pretty much everything, the way it's roughly the way it's supposed to look. This is the house, and however, it is not empty inside. We need to make it empty. We need to create a shell outside, okay? And the shell thickness is about, like, changes from 4 inches to 6 inches, all right? So half a foot exterior rolls. There's a shell command inside, and you need to create shell command. And point 1 is not too bad, but it's a little bit too thick. So what I like to have is 0.05, so time 0.05. I think it's more realistic. And how did the shell go? I click on the shell command, and I can see the shell thickness. Okay, it's very nicely done and cool. This is basically inside the house is empty now. Okay, but we need windows. Save your work again every time you accomplish something. We need windows, we need doors, all right? Most importantly, roof needs a number of trims. Roof trims are extremely important, and I suggest you do that too, together with me. And so go to the left side, okay, and select the gable end of the roof, click on it, okay? You want to create a sketch from that. And let's go with the roof trim. Can we draw the roof trim? Yes, we can. And I want to start roof trim. You must be familiar with around the house. You look at it, you can see a roof trim is a piece of 12-inch wide wood. And click, okay. And it's supposed to come out a little bit more than a little bit more than 12 inches. What I'm going to do is escape key, and I'm going to offset these two lines, okay? And this is the best way to do this. So I'm going to go to offset command, okay? And click on the roof line, click, bring it down. Now, this is too much, and it's supposed to be around 0.12. So I'm going to type 0.12, enter. Okay, I'm going to do the same with the other one, and just again type it. Okay, 0.12, enter. All right, so one extra line here is we need to erase that extra line. We don't need it. Delete. Okay. You can zoom into the corner and maintain the line all the way to the end of the line. Zoom in and maintain the line all the way to the end of the line. Click and then click here. Okay, and escape. Looks like there's an extension line here. We're going to trim that extension line if possible. Okay, good. We're going to come to the other end. And we're going to draw another line from the top of the line here. Okay, so escape, and what are we going to do with the trim line? We're going to extrude this trim line, okay? So to extrude the trim, we're going to finish the sketch. Okay, so we can change the angle, use the extrude command. That's too much extrusion. It should be around 0.05. That's about right. Okay. And okay. Save your work. Every time an extrusion finishes, this is your opportunity to save your work. I'm going to take a break at this point. Okay, my class is coming, and we're going to continue with the phase number 2. Okay, thank you.